Hi. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. I'm kind of doing okay today. Just drop off my husband at the train station. Yeah, I've been working all day today. I stopped for a second, just come. Actually, I've just literally arrived from the train station just now, and I thought, right, if I don't record the video now, I'm not sure when I will record it. Perhaps I'll have to do getting I'm ready with me, but you've seen that anyway. I've seen. Oh yes, I was gonna ask if I'd showed you me using that zip machine. So I dropped my husband off from the train station. Why? Maybe just my husband, right? I don't know what's wrong with men or him sometimes. So he asked me to drop him off at the train station. And all he did all along just moaned for no reason. No reason. I just listened to him, yeah, whatever. Or I like to get train station. By the way, it was huge traffic on the roads, yeah. Or why can't you just go around the car? I said one of the times as we nearing the train station. So there are two lanes. One just to go right, literally turn right, and one to go straight on. And I want to go straight on. So as I came off the junction, I should immediately turn to the left lane. I looked to see whether it'd be worth me staying in the right lane and then go past the bus, because there are two cars behind the bus. So it's the bus, two cars behind the bus, and then us. And then I thought, right, I looked at so I evaluated the situation. I thought, no, it's best if I just go to the left lane, because otherwise I'm gonna make other cars get pissed off, because it's just gonna create some traffic around there. So my husband, oh, I can't believe you've done that. I said, what? Oh, forget about it. And then 2 minutes later, said, why did you do that at the back? I said, why do you do that? Why did you turn? Why do you go to left lane? I said, because that was the lane to go straight on. Why would I go to the right lane? Because the right lane was only the right turning only. Well, I would have gone to the right lane and then go to the left lane. I said, well, there are two cars in front of me on the right lane, therefore I couldn't jump over them. And there are also cars on my left lane. So I thought, let me go on the left lane and assess whether the bus is moving or not, because the bus was stopped at the time. And then I make my decision to go. And I explained to him, as I've said to you, the right lane was only right lane I was assessing. And if you notice, as soon as I turned left, a couple of seconds later, the bus started moving. Oh, yeah. He didn't want to say I was right. I said, well, I'm going to say I'm right. Well, it's changed subject. And it was all along from here to him dropping him off. I said, listen, next time we want to get dropped off and picked up, because I'm doing a favor, because you make me get up and get in a car, drop you off. So essentially eating an hour of my day, because that's what it is, eating an hour of my day. And you're going to make me do that tomorrow. So next time you either get a taxi there and back, or when it's to drop you off, you drive yourself there, me obviously next to the passenger seat, on the passenger seat. And then I'll drive back by myself, because I won't be getting any headaches from you. And he was just quiet. He didn't say anything. And to be honest, when he's not saying anything, he knows I'm right, but he doesn't want to agree with me. So what's that noise? Oh, do you guys have this? A man that goes around shouting on the, what do you call that thing? Ooh, I forgot the name. What's he called again? Yeah, there's a man that goes around collecting metal. And if I'd known he was around, he's gonna come around today, I should have left some metal to give him, because you've got a lot of stuff we need to clear. Yeah, it's a shame. I'm gonna tell my husband to tell us the metal stuff that we can get rid of, because we need the garage. Honestly, the garage, we need to start clearing the garage because we need to make this house all right. Yeah, so the guy goes around every single street to collect metal. That's what happens in UK, at least. I'm not sure if it's the same where you guys are from. Yeah, so my husband was proper annoying today, just speaking, just complaining. But I thought, probably he's in his hormonal time of the month, if you see what I mean. Women on this, on listening to this video or watching me on this video. So yes, I just quickly turn the camera on because as you know, this is my way of staying sane, and honestly it's been helping me a lot. And don't ask me whether I drank or smoked last night, because I did. I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed. Even today, I woke up this morning, I thought, why did you do it again? Why can't you just stop? Again, I only had one drink. That's good. I literally had one drink last night. Usually I have two. I only had one last night. I woke up this morning. I thought, why did I do that? And then I went back to what was going through my mind before I had a drink last night. So my husband poured himself on. I thought, if he's pouring himself on, I'm also going to pour myself on. And I remember also the thought that went through my head during the day. I thought, well, English people, they usually have a drink once a day, so I don't think there's anything bad about me having that drink once a day. That's the thought that's going through my mind. And I know that's addiction playing games with me. I know that. But it's so difficult to control it, to manage it. So difficult. As I've said before, I know this is not an excuse. As I said before, at least I don't drink before 7 o'clock in the evening. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything. For example, here I've not drank or smoked or done anything. So I'm really disappointed. I'm not sure how it's going to go I'm not sure how it's going to go this evening. I've got a suspicion how it's going to go this evening. But honestly, I need to get a lot stronger. Perhaps I'm going to be speaking to my husband that we should just keep drinks away from the house, which I believe would be unfair on him, because if he wants to have a drink for one night, if one night, for example, yesterday, he doesn't drink all night, every single night. For example, before yesterday was what? Yesterday was Monday. He didn't drink on Sunday, and he had a drink in the afternoon Saturday, and that's all. And then he won't be drinking today, not tomorrow, I think. So my husband doesn't drink every single day of the week like I've been doing. And yeah, so it's unfair for me to keep drinks away from the house if he doesn't drink, and he doesn't drink very much, or at least every evening. And if he wants to have a drink, he won't have one. He won't be able to have one because there aren't many around the house. I can have a discussion with him about that, but like I said, I think it's unfair. Or perhaps I can discuss drinks that he drinks and I don't. For example, he drinks beer, he drinks wine. I don't drink beer or wine or whiskey, so I can discuss that with him. I said, listen, can you help me here, because I'm really struggling to stop drinking, and it's starting to affect me, my self-esteem, because I'm not able to control my urge to have a drink after 7 o'clock. You know, that time when you start winding down, that's where I really struggle. And as I've said, I'm not sure it's because I said before this, I'm not sure it's me wanting to smoke does make me want to drink, or it's me wanting to drink does make me want to smoke, or perhaps they're interlinked with one another. It's really difficult to know. Perhaps it's the urge for having both. It makes me have both. I'm not sure. So I really need to sort myself out, because again, when I look at, for example, when I look at myself here, I can see that bit, look how soft my skin is, and I can see I'm aging. I know I'm 45 years old, therefore I should start aging at some point. But when I look at the people around same age as me, I see their skin being a lot firmer than mine. Maybe it is in my imagination. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, because as I've said before many videos ago, I never want to age. I didn't when I was a kid. Even when I was a teenager, I said, as soon as I turn 18, I'm fine. I don't want to get any older than this. Honestly, that was my view then. I don't want to get any older than 18. And because 18, you can drive, you can travel, you can drink. Okay, you can't drink in some countries, but you're okay to drink in most countries. I said I can drink, I can drive, I can live on my own, even though that's one of the things I didn't want to do. I did not want to leave my home. I wanted to live at home, my clothes being washed, dinner being cooked, bills being paid. I was aware of that, honestly. At that age, I said, I want to leave home. I don't mind working, studying, whatever. But time came. At the same time, I wanted my freedom, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do whatever I wanted to do, because I come from a really strict family. So at the same time, I didn't want to leave home. The other side of me wanted to leave home. Whereas why did I talk about leaving home? Yeah, so I never want to age. Never want to age. So aging's always been something in my mind. So much so when I turned 25, oh my God, I was so depressed. I didn't want to leave the bed. And then I went to, I remember it was a weekend. I went to my auntie's house to visit them. At the time, I was living by myself. I had graduated, I had my job, so I was in Norwich, living all by myself. So I thought, let me go away for my weekend, for my birthday. So I was there, and then I was just such a grump the whole day. There's even this picture of me. I didn't even brush my hair or anything. I was still wearing my pajamas. It must have been like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was feeling so awful that I turned 25. I thought, my God, I can't believe I'm already in my mid-20s. And then there's this birthday cake, and I just sat there in front of the birthday cake, the most gone face ever. So yeah, I never wanted to age. And I look at myself in my pictures and my recording, I see my skin really being all soft, it doesn't look as firm or anything like that. So yeah. So this is how I've always been like. I've always been somebody really, really young at heart, because if you look, for example, my cousins, my sisters, at the age of 30, they're already like behaving, they're like 70 years old. Nothing against those who are 70 years old, but you see what I mean? They had, even not 30, when they're in their 20s, early 20s, late teens, like 19, between 19 to 25, 30, they're already behaving like, women who married, they've got kids, they're tired, they want to go out, they didn't want to do anything. I thought, honestly, your youth, you must make most of your youth. You must make the best and the most of your youth. But different people, different mentalities, different ways of facing a life anyway. And my way of always facing life has been, I don't want to get old. I don't. When I look at myself at pictures and I think, oh my God. To be honest, I can't really see any wrinkles, but I can see my face dropping. You see what I mean? Like, look at that. The difference. Amazing. When is the time going to come for me to have a facelift and a neck lift as well? Look at, oh my God, don't I look great? Look at that. I just look so great. Look, can you see the difference? I know I don't have any wrinkles there, and I also don't have any levenses, so that I really need to pull my forehead up to see some wrinkles, but I know I'm lucky. I'm fortunate, but at the same time, I only have myself to compare to myself, and I always compare myself to the best. So yeah. What about today? Today it was okay day. Just before I left to just before I left to drop my husband at the train station. I was starting to feel really anxious, a bit shaky, like I'm not ahead of things where I should have wanted to be. I didn't do any study yesterday or today. I didn't. I'm going to do some. Definitely, I'm going to do some tomorrow. And So I failed 2 days. No study yesterday and today. Definitely 100%. I'm going to do some tomorrow. And I just feeling, I just felt a bit anxious and a bit like, oh, I'm not ahead of things. You know, that's to do with my other project I'm currently doing. And I started doubting myself. I thought, is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? You know, I really started doubting myself, and I'm still doubting myself since I started having those thoughts this afternoon. So today I'm feeling kind of okay, feeling kind of okay. Um, yeah, yeah. I didn't go for a walk today. I really want to go for a walk today, but today hasn't rained at all, but it's been so grey and windy, and I suppose my long walks that season of me walking every day is about to end, because once winter starts or autumn starts, the walks don't become as regular, because in the summer, honestly, where I live in UK, is literally sunny every day from the end of March to this time of the year. So it just only started raining last week, like continuously, and raining continuously. So to this time of the year, sometimes even goes up to October, beautiful weather. So let's say around this time until March, my walks become more sporadical, because it's rain, especially because of the rain. Because if it isn't raining, I don't mind walking if it's cold, because I actually love it when it's cold, especially when it's snowing. When you walk around the snow and you hear that crunch, and your feet feel that crunch in the snow. As long as I'm well covered, that nice gloves, a scarf, and a hat, and a nice coat, that's all that matters to me. So yeah, so this time of the year, my walks are not as regular as I like them to be. So I didn't go for a walk today. I don't think I'm going to go for a walk tomorrow, because I've looked at the weather forecast. It's going to rain all day tomorrow as well. And I tell you what, I don't want to get wet. I don't want to catch a cold. I don't want to get wet just for the sake of going for a walk, especially when I walked so much this summer. Yeah. And when the weather gets nice, I tend to make up for all the days I didn't walk, at the weekend, especially, not during the week. At least at the weekends I'll go for a really long walk. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So yeah, today I'm feeling okay, as I've said. But again, I'm doubting one of my business, not my businesses, one of my projects. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I've got some targets to meet today, so I think I'm gonna go soon. This video won't last very long. And I want to say again, please, if you feel in the same situation as me, better than me, worse than me, I believe anyway. This is what I'm trying to tell myself. It's okay to have those days or all those periods that you feel down. That's what I've been telling myself lately, because then you get to appreciate when your life is up, and we should take these down moments as a lesson to ourselves. And something I keep saying as well, if you've got somebody to talk to, please do. I do have people to talk to, but I've just been this closed box. I never open my feelings to everybody. Yeah, I've been opening my feelings on YouTube, because honestly, I don't believe people have been watching me, and that's helping me a lot. I mean, I believe people have been watching me. Is the fact I'm speaking to a camera, you know, I can see myself in a camera. So at the moment, I feel like I'm talking to myself. So yeah, that's the way that's the way I'm finding. I found to cope with my mental state at the moment. I mean, I'm not the worst mental state. I'm really not, but it is making me feel extremely uneasy. This situation I'm currently at. But I know things 100% are gonna get better. 100%. I know that. I know that things will get better as well. You need to attract positive manifestation to yourself, and that's what I do every day. Positive manifestation. So yeah, what else? I had something else in my mind. My mind just completely disappeared. What else was it? Yeah. Oh, I've just realized the cake that I baked on Sunday just gone. Oh my god. I just looked down, the cake is gone. Yeah, look after yourself. If you have anybody to speak to, do. As I always say, exercise is good. Even just going for a walk is good because you get some vitamin D. Breathe some fresh air. You get your blood flowing. Yeah. So, I had something else to say. This is really bugging my mind. What else was it? I'd completely forgotten. Oh, by the way, me growing up, I had this. This is not what I was going to say. This is not what I was going to say. No, there's no point me saying now. I'll say this in a more appropriate video. So anyway, I'm gonna go now. Please click like and subscribe. I remembered what I was gonna say. 11 subscribers. How? When I only had a notification of 2 subscribers. How? Are you guys real? Are you not real? How? I'm not getting notifications at all of any new subscribers. So I've had an idea today. I'm gonna go and search in ChatGPT or YouTube to ask why am I not getting any further notifications of these new subscribers that I've been getting? Are they real? Are they not? Is this something? Is there some fault wrong with YouTube application, YouTube operation? I'm not sure. So if you guys are real, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. Honestly, I'm not sure. The thing is, I'm not even sure whether I'm thanking real people or not, because as I've mentioned before, I'm you know. I'm afraid that my bubble's gonna burst when YouTube sends you a message saying, by the way, those 9 subscribers, because 3 of them are me. 2 are real ones, which I received notification. The 3rd one is me. So because I've got 11, the 9 new ones, I don't want YouTube to tell me, those 9 subscribers that you have, well, there's been an error in the system, so they're not real, so you're going to have to remove them. I don't want my bubble to burst in such a way. So that's why I'm a bit hesitant to celebrate, if you see what I mean, because as I promised before, whenever I get a new subscriber, I'll celebrate, say thank you very much. But I'm not sure, I'm not sure. What shall I do? Anyway, I remember what else I was going to say. So I was talking to my husband this morning because he worked from home all day. Then because he's got a meeting and not in the city. He went to London today, so with his work. I miss those days. I used to go to London every week before I got made redundant. So he went to London today. When I said so he worked from home. So anyway, he wakes up. Anyway, when he wakes up, I wake up, even though I remain in bed for maybe a couple of hours more. So talking about, I said, oh, I'm doing quite a few things. You'd be surprised, He said, well, I said, there's one. It's going to be a surprise to you. Tell me, I can't. And I try. The 3rd one is the one that I'm also keeping from telling you. So I'm also keeping from telling him. And then for me to to kind of go around the conversation, because I because I didn't want, because he's like, tell me. I really want to tell him. And it's my fault, because I should have said I'm so busy doing things, and then you're going to be surprised what I've been up to. So it's my fault for mentioning that to him. So he said, what is it? I said, well, I just mentioned to go around the conversation. So it's my YouTube channel. I said, what? Have you been posting? Yes, I have. And then I said, look, and I'll show you. And at the time this morning, before I opened my YouTube channel to show him, because I thought I had 10. I said, look, I've got 10 subscribers. I said, no, you don't. He said, no, I said, I do. And I clicked on it. It showed 11. And I shouted so loud. I said, oh my God, I've got 11 subscribers. I can't believe it. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. He said, oh my God, you've actually been posting things on YouTube. He said, what have you been talking about? I said, just my things. And then he said to him, and I said, have I been on it? No, I said, no, because he looked a bit like, wow, I hope with that face, I hope you haven't put me on it at all. I said, no, you haven't. I said, if you remember, that's why last time I said, please stay away from the camera. That's why. So he said, I'm going to watch you. I said, no, you don't watch. I said, why not? Please don't watch me. I said, if you want to watch me, watch part 1 and 2 of me suffering the stroke. I hope he didn't make note of the name of this channel. I hope he didn't, because I really don't want him to watch at all. I don't want any of my relatives. I don't want any of my friends to watch me at all, because that's one of the advices that I've read and also seen from, people been doing YouTube for ages, years. They say, please don't tell anybody, because if you do, they'll start mocking you, saying, why are you doing this? They start asking just strange questions, and they may not understand the motive of your channel, and they could be following you all the time. They could be watching your videos. If you have a video, that's fine, no problem. But for example, a video like mine, I really don't want them to watch it. I mean, if they come across watch it, that's great, but I don't want to purposely tell them about it, because I'm open and honest about the situation in my life. For example, me have been made redundant. My family's got no idea at all that I've been made redundant. They don't. Nobody does around me. Only my husband does know that I've been made redundant. My family's got no idea that I drink every day. Only my husband does, and my husband has been he's been a gem to me, towards drinking, because he doesn't argue with me, he doesn't put pressure on me. He just, whenever he sees me drink, say, come on, because what I do, I go sit in the garage with my glass of drink, with my drink and a cigarette in my hand. He goes, come on, get out of there, you've been there enough, come on. And he stands there waiting for me to come out of it, and then he follows me to the kitchen. I say, okay, I put the kitchen down the sink, I put the cigarette in the bin, and that support has been given, because he's been great. He's not been, oh, why you been drinking? No, he's been really giving me support every day. So come on, I don't want to sit here and drink and smoke the whole evening, all night. So come in. That's how it's been. Some nights he leaves me alone, because I know what he's like, because he tells me I'm somebody who gives tough love. And he's not like that at all. He's somebody who gives soft love. He feels that the more pressure you put on people, the more likely they are to carry on doing that thing. So I know what he's doing, and he's been such a gem to me. He honestly has been. So yeah, that's why I don't want anybody to diagnose me, to watch my video. Otherwise, if I find out that they do, I may not be so open about things that I've been telling you about. And to be honest, there's so much going on in my mind. There's so much I've got to tell you, and a lot of it you're gonna find as you follow up the story of when I had a stroke, and that's season 1. That's season 1, and then season 2. I think I'm gonna start by going backwards into my life, because yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, backwards into my life, and perhaps at the end, when I get to when I was a kid, I'll feel a lot better than I do now. It's gonna take a long time because I've been posting one one video every week about the story of my life. So yeah, at least that's gonna be a tool to me. All right then. I said I wasn't gonna be very long. It's already been 30 minutes. Anyway, click like and subscribe. Second time me saying this. So yeah, I'm gonna finalize with my say. Have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and I hope you have a nice lunch, dinner, tea, snacks, breakfast, whatever you are. And then happy Tuesday, because I'm recording today's Tuesday, and as I've said to you, it takes about 48 hours before the video is released. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to me. Yeah, let's see how this evening goes. Anyway, okay, bye.